If I had to rate Dragon Ball Z TV special History of Trunks, I'd give it an over 9,000 because this is my favorite TV special slash movie that they have for Dragon Ball Z. I really love this, and I'm sure everyone saw the corny over 9,000 joke as soon as they saw the scouter here. But still, I really love the History of Trunks, and when I was watching DBZ a while back, I had disregarded all of the movies, all of the TV specials, just because the series is long enough. I didn't want to mess with all of these alternate stories and any extra story that there was to it. I just wanted to finish with it because it was such a long series as it was, and I'll go back to the movies at a later point. So I finished DBZ, and it was years until I watched any of the movies. I've seen a few of them, you know, with a friend or whatever, but it wasn't years until I saw some of my favorite DBZ movies slash TV specials, one of them being the TV special History of Trunks here. After watching DBZ, I always knew that there was this massive hole of great potential that they have for an amazing story, which was Trunks' alternate timeline, because we all know Trunks comes from the future into the past to save the future, because in his future and his timeline, it is such a dark story, because everyone is dead. You have Piccolo's dead, Vegeta's dead, Goku's dead, a lot of people die, a lot of major deaths within Trunks' timeline, so he comes back into the past to save everyone, to save Goku, so that he can help destroy these androids and save the world. Now, that's exactly what this TV special is. We see it from Trunks' perspective in his own timeline here, and it starts off with the death of Goku from some random, very convenient heart illness that Goku gets, despite the fact that, you know, it just comes out of nowhere. So the basic setup for the story here is that this is in the future, and we have the androids that are going around destroying everything. They're having a lot of fun doing this. They're just doing it for fun, going around playing a game of seeing who could kill the most humans, and then in the beginning of the special here, we see that Goku dies from his heart illness, and Trunks is left all by himself with Gohan. And really, Gohan is the only one who's able to fight against these androids because he's the strongest one that's left. And as a last-ditch effort to save the world, he starts training Trunks to become as strong as he is. And he knows that Trunks will be stronger than he is because I guess in this timeline here, Gohan really doesn't have the potential that he had within the major DBZ timeline. Even if you were to look at the actual series of DBZ, Gohan at that point was not strong enough to fight against the androids. He would have got killed easily, so it's pretty much playing out the way that things would have happened if Goku had died within this TV special here. So here we see Gohan training Trunks, trying to get him to bring out his Super Saiyan powers, but of course he can't do that despite how many people have died, despite how angry Trunks is, even though so many people have died, so many of his friends have died, even his father was killed by these androids, he still can't bring out his Super Saiyan side. And then that's something that we see later on within this TV special here during a fight with Gohan and the androids. Now, Trunks' Super Saiyan transition here, it is easily one of the most dramatic and most memorable Super Saiyan transitions. If I were to think of all of the transformations into Super Saiyan, I would have to say that Trunks' transformation is right under Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation when he's fighting against Frieza. I would have to say that it's right under that because it really builds up all of this suspense for that moment with the fight between Gohan and the androids, and then we see Trunks over top of Gohan, and he's just with so much anger, and he transforms, and all of the ground is exploding. It's raining, and he hits the ground, and that starts exploding as well. So, you know, that was a really great moment there. It's easily one of the most memorable moments that I have out of anything from the Z side of Dragon Ball Z. I really love this, and I think that anyone out there who loves Dragon Ball Z, or anyone out there who has any sort of enjoyment from Dragon Ball Z, then you definitely need to watch this movie. As far as the fights go, I really love the fights here. The fights were great, and this is something where you see that the protagonists just lose the entirety of the TV special. The entire time here, they get their asses kicked, and that's something that you don't always find within a lot of movies. It's just, you know, the heroes come and save the day, and we win. But this is a pretty dark special. The aspect ratio of this is 16:9. It's widescreen. I think they did a good job of that. It looks fine to me. And with the actual animation here when they clean things up and put it on Blu-ray, it looks good. You can actually see a bit of the grain. It looks pretty much like you would expect an older anime from 1994 upscaled to put on Blu-ray. It looks good, and I think they did a good job of that. It doesn't look unnatural like some of the other Dragon Ball Z upscales and remasters to Blu-ray. So moving on to the audio of History of Trunks, there are 3 different audio tracks on this Blu-ray set that I have here, there are 2 English tracks, which is one, the English voice acting with the US music, the second one is the English voice acting with the Japanese music, and lastly there is Japanese voice acting with the Japanese music. Every time I watch this, I've watched it with English voice acting with US music just because luck of the draw. I've seen it plenty of times, but that's just the way that it happened every single time, because I don't ever go to change the audio on DBZ because I'm one of the people who only watches it with the dub. Whatever, it's fine. The dub is fine. DBZ, TV Special History of Trunks. I really love this. I've rewatched this numerous times. I really love it. Go ahead, check it out. If you haven't seen this yet and you like DBZ, even if you kinda sorta just like it a little bit, this is something that is a must-watch for anyone out there. It's a bit of a darker side of the DBZ story, something that you don't always find with an anime where the protagonists really get their asses kicked and lose throughout the entirety of the movie here. And lastly, just a little bit about the Blu-ray set that I have here. This is a bundle. This is a Blu-ray bundle of TV specials, which comes with Bardock, Father of Goku, which is another great TV special. I'll get around to reviewing that on another day. And, of course, it has History of Trunks here as well. I picked this up. It was like 15 bucks, I think. You can find it anywhere between 15 20 bucks off the top of my head. That's what it goes for. It's a great deal, and 2 great TV specials for DBZ. Definitely recommend it to any DBZ fan out there. So anyways, if you've seen History of Trunks, leave me your thoughts about it in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like, and of course, share it with your friends if you feel like doing that. Of course, I really appreciate all that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.